Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being here on such short notice. It's a moment of pain and anguish for the whole nation, but I want to inform you all and let you all know that the whole world is coming to help us. And everybody and anybody. In simpler words, I can't tell you. Yesterday I met the Asian Development Bank and they've offered $2 billion, and at the same time they've said that they're going to build every bridge, every village that we've lost. So the world is willing to help. We have resources, we've got people like yourself. Now all we've got to do is be able to get this message across to the people who are affected, so there is hope. Do as much as we can personally, privately, together, that we can, and then make all those areas, because there were quite a number of these villages had come up where they shouldn't have been. They were in the flow of the water. This time around, we can talk to them and they will listen. Till the end, like for my own district, I was explaining and trying to send messages, and my sister, who's the member of the parliament, herself went to the villages in the forest belt, the Kacha area as you call it in Sindh. They would not leave their villages. Eventually I moved the police and the army and I said, evacuate them, forcefully evacuate them. Because they said, we know the rivers better than you know. We've lived here for centuries. The water has never come up to this height. The water has never come up to that height. So as usual, we lost some lives in that affair or so. And in all this tragedy, the only hope that I have and the only concept that I can think of is that we can build again and build better. We know now, because today's modern technology can tell us where all the water went, how the water started, where its natural flows were going through, how we could send it to the deserts rather than the plains, and how in the future, whatever house we've got to make, whatever village you've got to make, if you've noticed the photographs, and I was noticing this when I was on the helicopters, the older villages, the burial grounds are all on high top, and I could see the old graveyards still surviving, but the new graveyards, of course, have not survived. So in the old days, village wisdom would make their graveyards on higher ground. Unfortunately, as time has passed, and then again, such a storm has never come. It's not that it's ever, not 1928, not before that, not in the written history. Nothing this big has ever hit this region at all, ever. And I can't think of anything but the Nuh flood to compare it to the Nile River or any other rivers flooding ever. Nothing has been this bad, or I haven't come across any information that could tell me that there is some comparison. So it is a long, and then there is sustainability. We have to sustain this for a long period of time. This is not today's effect, tomorrow's effect. We've had tragedies in the past where we've lost a lot of human toll, and a lot of people have died. That has been a big tragedy, but that was one-time effect. This is going to be a prolonged agony. So we should be, as a nation, prepared for a prolonged effort, and we should make up our minds that we're going to be with it, we'll fight it for a long gestation period, and then be together, and as much as unity we can create here, that is the amount of help that we can give the country. The idea is to sit together and do something for all these people who've lost everything. We've all probably lost, I've lost one of my farms, everybody's lost somewhere or the other, but not as much as they've lost. They've lost everything they had. In that one, suitcase made of tin that was floating in the river probably had all the hopes of their future in it. The 3 cows that he had and the 2 buffaloes that he had, that was all that he had, and that one roof. So we've got to rebuild it. The world will help us, but we want your participation and ownership. Not necessarily that you have to foot the bill to the maximum amount. You can foot the bill to the minimum amount, but maybe your organizational skills will need. Maybe somebody else will be the message carrier. Somebody else can be the message deliverer. Somebody else can just give them hope coming from non-government sources. They will probably listen to you at times. The political parties are on the ground. Every area, an MNA is sitting in his own village, in his own constituency, trying to help as much as he can. But the tragedy is so huge and so big that nobody, no one country, no individual, no area can cope with it. So we have to understand that and then think about what we can do and how we can help. Like for instance, we do not have boats in the Pakhtunkhwa province. There was never a concept of boats. There are very few. The army has very few boats which are up country, in mid country or around here. So we've mobilized as many as we can. And we could, like Jafrabad, they were asking me, we need 30 boats. We do not have 30 boats to give them. We do not have 30 helicopters to give them. He's talking about 100,000 people stranded in a certain point. Now, how do I feed those 100,000 people? In how many flights will it take to get the people, the food there? So all that needs to be thought of, and all that needs to be worked out. So inshallah, with your help and the help of the nation, we will get out of this situation. We've seen situations like the earthquake before, we've fought wars before, we've seen poverty before, and we have risen, we've survived as a nation. So inshallah ta'ala, with your help and the help of all of my colleagues, we intend to face this, face on, straight on. As always, we faced every problem. Thank you, gentlemen, for being here, and I'd love to listen and hear and learn from you. Thank you, sir.